All right, everyone. Now we're coming to the conclusion of our book, Frankie Sparks and the Class Pet. I hope you've enjoyed this journey with me, and we're on chapter 11. Another way to win. Frankie was the first one to get a classroom job of hermit crab keeper. At the end of the day, she made sure Lenny had his lettuce and his water was full. She tipped the extra shell so he could easily climb into it by chance he needed a change overnight. Then she packed up her things and waited for walkers to be dismissed. Maya walked with her since they were having a play date. When they came down the school stairs, Frankie was surprised to see not only her mom, but also her dad and her Aunt Gina waiting. "Aunt Gina!" she exclaimed, and gave her aunt a big hug. "What are you doing here?" "No reason," Aunt Gina replied. "Just wanted to see my favorite niece and her best friend in the whole wide world." "I'm your only niece," Frankie reminded her for the 100th time. As they walked home, Frankie and Maya told Aunt Gina all about Lenny. "He's really cute," Maya cooed. "He pops his head out and looks around like a turtle. But he can actually move really fast. And he makes little lines in his sand. We want to teach him how to write messages." "That would be impressive," Frankie's dad said. "And entirely impossible," Aunt Gina added. "But good luck to you." Frankie and Maya ran up the steps of Frankie's house, through the front door, and straight to the kitchen to get a snack. But Frankie stopped when she saw a big box covered with a blue blanket sitting on the kitchen table. It looked an awful lot like the aquarium covered with fabric that Miss Cupid had brought into class. "What's that?" Frankie asked, not daring to hope what might be under that blanket. "You did a lot of work on your project, Frankie," her mom explained. "You did a lot of reading and writing, and we know that's not easy for you. We're really proud of you. Plus, your invention was quite clever," Aunt Gina said. "In fact, I brought it to one of my friends in the library. We have a 3D printer there. He took your prototype and made this." She whipped the blanket off the box. It was a clear glass aquarium with a multi-level climbing structure inside. It had tubes and slides and ladders, but Frankie could hardly pay attention to it because there, hanging from the side, was her automatic rat feeder 3000. Only instead of being made of a toilet paper tube and a yogurt cup, it was made out of bright blue plastic. For the first time ever, her prototypes had been made into real invention. "I can't believe you made that for me," Frankie exclaimed. "That's so cool," Maya agreed. Then things got even cooler. A small white rat crawled out of one of the tubes. "Meet our new family member," her mom announced. Frankie's eyes grew wide. "For real?" she asked. "For real," her mom answered. "What are you going to name her?" Aunt Gina asked. "I'm quite fond of the name Gina myself." Frankie shook her head. She looked at Maya and smiled. "I'm going to name her Buttercup." Buttercup wiggled her nose in the air, and so did Frankie. So did Maya. Then Frankie's parents and Aunt Gina joined in too, laughing, wiggling their noses in the air like a family of genius rats. Buttercup was right at home. That's the end of our story, but I do have a few other things to share. And this is the design process that Frankie used and you can use as well. First, she had a problem identification. Then she thought of ideas using brainstorming. Then she wrote her designs down. She did a test and retest, and then she shared. So you guys can use this as well. And here's a picture of the design process. Sorry. Let's see. There we go. There's the design process. Pull it up a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now it's your turn to be an inventor. Imagine you are in Frankie's class. What kind of pet would you like to get? Just like Frankie and her friends, you can start by brainstorming a list of possible pets. Pick one of the animals on your list. Does it meet all the parameters? Number 1, fits in an aquarium. 2, costs less than $50. 3, easily portable. 4, able to be alone for the weekend, does not need to be fed every day. If not, what could you design so that it could meet all the parameters and be your class pet? If you choose a pet that already meets these parameters, can you think of something you could design for the animal to make its habitat more comfortable? Follow the steps of the design process. Start by researching a little bit about your animal. You can go to the library to check out nonfiction books or ask a grown-up to help you find good websites online. Next, brainstorm your invention ideas. Pick an idea and work on your design. You can start by sketching like Frankie did, or look at what materials you have. Remember, you don't need a lot of fancy equipment to build a prototype. You can use recycled materials like cardboard and plastic bottles. If you have toys like Lego bricks, you can use those too. Test your design. How does it work? One of Frankie's attempts would have spilled food all over the rat. She needed to fix that part of her design. Rework your design to fix any problems. Test again. Keep testing and retesting until you get it just right. Now share your design with your friends, family, or teacher. They'll be excited to see you work. All right, well, that's all I have for Frankie, Sparks, and the class pet. I sure hope you enjoyed this book. I enjoyed sharing it with you. Now, always keep reading, keep learning, and try and experiment on your own, or try to develop a prototype. Or think of a class pet that you might want to share with one of your teachers, and you guys can work on that. Happy reading.